Hand me a giant samosa over a bunch of flowers or a chocolate dessert, because I would eat this every single day if I could. It's as big as my face and it is delicious. I am so excited to share this special sharing samosa recipe with you this week. It's been one that I've wanted to do for a really long time, and I thought what better time to share a giant sharing samosa than ahead of Valentine's Day. Sweet treats and chocolate puddings are great, but what is better than a big samosa you can make and share with the person that you love the most? It's filled with a combination of potatoes and peas and lots of delicious masalas. It's very easy actually, and if you think about it, it's much easier than having to make like a bunch of little samosas, because you just have to roll the pastry out once, you fill it once, you fold it once, and this one is oven baked. No frying, no having to get out lots of oil, and I promise you, as much as I have called out baked samosas in the past, this one is actually really delicious because of the way that we make the pastry, and we have to baste the samosa while it's in the oven as well with some oil, so it does crisp up really nicely, and it is just the ultimate sharing recipe.
Tap the link in the description box for a full list of ingredients you need to make this recipe. For the samosa pastry, take plain flour in a bowl. Make a well in the center and add oil, some salt, and ajwain or carom seeds. Rub everything together between your fingertips to create a breadcrumb-like texture. This process will ensure the samosa pastry is lovely and crispy. This technique is called mourn in Hindi, and it's similar to making a short crust pastry, although it uses oil in place of butter. If you squeeze it together between your palms like this, it should form a packed texture that crumbles when you press it. Now add cold water and combine it using your hands to create a rough, shaggy looking dough. Knead it for about 5 minutes until it's smooth but firm to the touch. Place this in a bowl and cover with cling film or a damp tea towel and allow to rest for about 30 minutes. Now let's make the filling. I've cooked this potato in the microwave. You can also bake, steam, or boil your potato. Once the potato has cooled, peel off the skin. Don't remove the skin before cooking it, or it will become really hard and dry on the outside or invite lots of water in. Place your potato in a bowl and roughly break it up using a spoon. Next, add some cooked peas, very finely diced onion, finely chopped chili, grated ginger, fresh coriander, cumin seeds, coarsely ground coriander seeds, amchur, which is dried mango powder, this gives it a lovely sourness, ground turmeric, your favourite garam masala, and finally some salt. Mix this well and mash it a bit as you go along to ensure everything binds well. Now let's fold these up. Place your dough on a lightly floured surface. Roll the rested dough out to around 35 centimeters wide and 15 centimeters long. It should be about 2 to 3 millimeters thick. Make sure it's quite wide, otherwise you're going to have a weird wizard hat kind of situation on your hands. Samosas are truly one of India's most globally loved snacks. Almost every celebration in my life has called for a platter of victory samosas. My graduation, birthdays, weddings, samosas are always there. I often fantasize about the illogical and fantastical when it comes to food. I'll ask myself, what food feels impossible but isn't? This giant 1 pound sharing samosa is a result of one of those food fantasy brainstorms. Use a sharp knife to slice about 1 centimeter off the bottom for a neater finish. Take the upper right hand side corner and diagonally bring it to the center of the rolled dough. Apply a bit of water here to make sure everything seals up nicely. Now pull the left hand side down to form a triangular pocket. Now this is where we must be brave. Lift the samosa pastry up and open the pocket you just created. You should have a little pouch ready for filling. Start with a small amount and use your fingers to tease it down to the pointed base so you have a good shape. Try not to stretch the dough too much or it can break. Fill her up. You want to use all of that filling that we just made. Once it starts getting really heavy, you can rest it on a board and continue to fill this way. Now we'll create a little crease in the back of the samosa. This just gives us a neater finish. Along the open seam of the filled samosa, place your finger in the center of the round edge of the pastry. Create a tiny fold about 2 centimeters wide and pinch to seal. This will create a small dimple for the back of the base of the samosa. Press the open edge of the pastry together to seal and close. You should now have a giant samosa that can stand up loud and proud. If it feels a little out of shape, then don't worry, you can always use your hands to adjust it to your liking. Your samosa will weigh around 1 pound. Place it on a large flat baking tray. Brush with plenty of oil and bake in a preheated oven at 175 degrees Celsius, that's 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for 55 to 60 minutes. I recommend brushing the samosa with more oil at the 25 and 45 minute marks for a very golden and crispy pastry. Serve this giant samosa as it is, with chai or with your favourite chutneys. Guess what? I upload new and delicious vegetarian and vegan recipes every week. Subscribe to my channel and tap that bell icon to make sure you see them fresh from my kitchen to yours.